First, we would pay homage to the lineage gurus, homage to the Venerable Mang Liaoming, homage to Master Sakya Tsongkhong, Tejong Rinpoche, homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, and homage to Thupten Tarji. And homage to the three jewels of the altar, and homage to the main deity of Homa today, Maitreya Bodhisattva. 师母 Danzen Jatto Rinpoche, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, and all disciples present here and the ones over the webcast. And our participating VIPs today are the Madam to Ambassador Daniel Liao, the Taipei Rep to Sweden, Dharma Sister Judy, and the accountant to the Troubadour School, Dharma Sister Teresa and her husband Larry. And from Academia Seneca, the academian Professor Zhu Ziyi and Mrs. Zhu and their children. And from Northwestern University of Chicago, a professor in the medical college, Professor Zhang Qiang, and the producers for the Geni Diansang Xinten from CTI TV Taiwan, Dharma Sister Rebecca Xiaqi, and Dr. Ryan Zhuang, and a member of the Voices from Heaven Choir, Miss Erica Chen, and a member of the Sunny Line Dance Group, Dharma Sister Lin Yixuan. Good afternoon, everybody. Next Sunday at 3 p.m. On June 25th, that would be the Hevajra Homa, fire offerings ceremony and empowerment. So Hevajra is one of all the Herukas that I wrote a book about. So I did write about all the practice procedures of Hevajra deity, Heruka, and from how to set up the shrine and to the Dharma, to the practice, and to the attainments of fruitions. So I can say that Hevajra is the most perfect of all my Dharma teachings. So if you have the affinity, and if you are ones with affinity to practice Heruka Dharma, then you would have affinity with Hevajra. Today we perform Maitreya Homa, and there was some shortcomings. The shrine was slanted, and Golden Mother right in front of me, and then below Golden Mother, and then Maitreya was not straight toward me, it was crooked. So the setup of the shrine was not placed correctly. So please correct that. And the mantra, as I walked in, the mantra sounded like what's that called? The musical, like it's a really with no rhythmics, and it was a really bad rhythm and music. And as I listened to the mantra, the Maitreya was not very clear. It sounded like Wu Zhe Tian instead. The Maitreya, I heard it as Wu Zhe Tian. Did you find the mantra chanting was kind of different? How could the Wu Zhe Tian come to Maitreya? So the mantra was very strange, and the second play of the mantra chanting was also strange. Why can't you chant it in a different tone? Or something, How? How could that become Om Wu Zhe Tian Soha? I just heard it wrong. I heard it as Wu Zhe Tian. I couldn't hear the Maitreya in there. All I heard was Wu Zhe Tian, which was the empress in the Tang Dynasty. It was just so strange. So I prayed to Maitreya that in the Homa today, I hope that he could eliminate all the deficiencies and the shortfalls. It's a very rare event that happened. So please take a look at the altar setup there, if it is placed straight or crooked. It's crooked. Is it crooked? Yes. And I found that very strange. Why the deities was placed slanted? It should be straight. Why was it? Why wasn't it straight? So your mind is kind of slanted.
我们今天这个所有的法当中，这个弥勒菩萨应该是当来下生弥勒菩萨。
So Maitreya Bodhisattva is the future Maitreya Buddha. And Yi Guan Tao, the school, followed what the Buddha said about Maitreya. So the patriarch of Yi Guan Tao is Maitreya Bodhisattva. Wu Tai Fo Mi Le. That's the chantra that they chant there. Wu Tai Fo Mi Le. And in Tantrayana, he's considered as the future Buddha. And his image with the turning the Dharma wheel mudra in front of your chest. And the two fingers are holding the lotus blossoms, two lotus blossoms. That's upright. On top of the lotus, there are things. He's wearing a crown embellished with jewels, very dignified and beautiful, like a Buddha. And on top of the lotus, there's a Dharma wheel and a treasure vase and a Dharma wheel. One side Dharma wheel, another side a treasure vase. This was created in a tanka. So one with the treasure vase, one with the Dharma wheel. And the body is yellow. So he looks just like a Buddha. And the mantra, Om Maitreya Soha, is by chanting his name directly. And the mudra, as I formed before, is the mudra for turning the Dharma wheel. It's like this. And there's the inner turning and the outer turning of the Dharma wheel. So, with the image, mudra and mantra, those would comprise a Dharma practice. I remember when I just got to America, at that time I was at the Lingxiange, the spiritual attic. And at that time, there were not any disciples in America. And there were disciples from Taiwan that were living in America that came to see me. Other than that, at that Lingxiange, the spiritual attic, for about 3 years, I was just performing my own practice and writing books. Just these two things. Nobody come for spiritual consultation. And in Vancouver, there was Master Lien Gao, who sometimes brought people to the spiritual attic. Because in Taiwan, when I was giving spiritual consultation, he had come to find me. And when he found out that I was living in Seattle, he did come visit. At that time, I didn't have anything. I was with the big bro, Master Lien Ho. You know, you have sell furniture. You are in the furniture business. Can you just give me a table that I can put in my living room and a chair? And another chair for the guests. I want to provide spiritual consultation. And the big bro, Master Lien Ho, told me, Suzun, this is America. There are no people asking for spiritual consultation in America. And sure enough, there were nobody for those 3 years. And every morning, I would walk out my front door and see if there's anybody. It's just an empty road. The road that goes to Seattle, the 10th Avenue. I was on 10th Avenue in Ballard. I walked out of the house, and everybody's gone to work, and not even a car, not even a single human being. When I wanted to come home, I noticed a cat was about to enter my house, and the cat was coming for spiritual consultation? Of course not. At that time, I thought, oh no, I have to live here. I had no income. And there was a period of time that I went to Tukwila, 520 Strandler Boulevard. And he had a warehouse there. And I went to above the warehouse to go to work, but actually not. I was writing my articles there for a period of time. So the big, the second, the third brothers have helped Grandmaster. I wrote articles there, and I wrote books later on. And the first time I earned money is when I submitted to the Seattle Asian Weekly, the newspaper, Seattle China News, and I earned $4, and I was really happy. And then I went to Safeway to buy eggs and bread, and asimu, and then we went to the Taki Park for a picnic with Foqing, Simu, and I. And we went to the Kaki Park, and a hill, and by the sea, and we ate that $4 meals. And then coming home, no more money. There's still tomorrow, and we had no income. The Seattle Chinese Post. So we had a very simple altar. I just brought a statue of Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva, and the Golden Mother statue was brought by Master Lien Ho first, beforehand, and then Amitabha Buddha and Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva. I brought the two of them here. Very simple altar, and I prayed to them. Oh, we are starving, no money, no income. How can we live in America? We almost shed tears. How can we live in America? And nobody's coming to visit, no disciples. And then it came to me, right, in Taiwan, there was the Taiwan Daily News, and I had written articles for them before. So I wrote about my life in America, and I sent my articles back to Taiwan. And with one submission, one publication, I got paid $300 NT. It's not much now, but it was pretty good then, between 300 and 500 NT dollars. They cannot send those to me, so it was kept at the chief editor, Xi Bingye, and I'll get it from you when I go back to Taiwan. So that's the same as no income, right? So I prayed to those on the altar, what should we do, what would happen in the future. Is this the end of it? We would die from hunger. And the big bro said, don't worry, you will not starve to death. Why? With the sale of a furniture, we would have money, like, shoo. Then there would be money coming in. So that was pretty good. And the big bro went to the grocery store and bought the almost expired food. It's like the rotten bananas half, and you can cut the half off and eat the rest, or tomatoes, or potatoes and corns. And every week he would come with those almost thrown away groceries. I'm very grateful to them. So he went to the grocery store like Safeway, things that they were about to throw out. Master Lien Huo would take those and give a box to us. And Master Lien Huo at that time also ate those. And how about for our clothing? I never turn on the heater, even in the cold of winter. And at that time, I go to garage sale and yard sale on Saturdays and buy the blankets for $1 each. And just put on more blankets. And buy the winter coats, very cheap, only a few dollars. So we often said that during those times. This one, total $1, okay? So for the yard sale and garage sale, there are many Americans that would open the garage door and sell many things out of the house. And I still have those in my house. And the 10-3/4, the mirror, it's still hang there, right? With there was a mirror in the washer and dryer, across from the washer and dryer. That's from the yard sale. And also plates and clothes from the consignment stores, always like that. So I prayed and cried in front of the altar with tears flowing down. And Zhang Huangmin came here and then said that Grandmaster in America was like floating, like in the water, like sinking and then floating a little bit and then sinking. So money is still important, really. At that time, it was really bad. And after praying, eventually, Maitreya Bodhisattva, I had appeared, I had a vision of Maitreya Bodhisattva carrying his cloth bag. And he told me, Grandmaster Lu, please don't be scared. All you have in the future are inside my bag. And he opened his cloth bag, and there were so many things falling from the sky, golds and dollar bills and precious jewels and lama outfits and ropes and dragon ropes and silks and brocades and tons of them, all for the the food, the outfits and the houses and the transportations, all falling from the sky. And I told Maitreya Bodhisattva, oh, you're just comforting me. I have no hope. But after these years, at that time, when I built the tantric quarter, the developer asked me, how much is your budget? And I asked, how about 40,000 US dollars? Is it possible to build a house with 40,000 US dollars? And the developer said, impossible. Let me build you the cheapest one. And of course, Big Bro, your house, how much? 3 levels, including basement. You forgot? Oh, he's just too embarrassed to say. At least they spent over 200,000 to build it. And my tantric quarter was built with 90,000 US dollars. In front, it's the same with their houses. The Seattle Temple here and 4 houses each on each side. And from the outside, they look about the same. But mine was only half. Because at the back, I only have a deck. So mine is half of your houses. For the other people, they spend over 200,000 US dollars to build, but the tantric quarter, we only spent 90,000. But what Maitreya Bodhisattva predicted did happen. Now, all these things that Maitreya Bodhisattva bestowed upon me are now with me. Now I have. But Grandmaster doesn't think highly of this. Whether having it or not having it is the same, because they belong to the great earth, and eventually they would return to the great earth. What we really own is the pure land of the Maha Double Lotus Pond, the Maha Twin Lotus Pond. But however, from this, we can prove that when Maitreya Bodhisattva at that time opened his cloth bag and have all the stuff showered down, all the treasures of the human world were there. So the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas would take care of you as long as you're diligent in your spiritual cultivation, very diligent in your writing, then naturally a beautiful lotus will blossom from the earth. As long as you can be diligent in your spiritual cultivation and diligent in your writing the books. Those were my only 2 specialties: diligence in writing books and diligence in spiritual cultivation or Dharma practice. Then the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas will help you. So don't be afraid. As long as you do your homework the best you can, then the merits would be good. So I write books every day. I do my practice every day. These are my homework. That's all I can do. And Simu have many more capabilities. Everything else is done by Simu. And I can only do these two things. Like the joke. And the boss asked the employee, what can you do? Only two things I cannot do. Oh, that's good. That's not bad. So he hired him. It turned out he didn't know anything. But you said that you only two things that you didn't know. Which two things you didn't know? And he said, I didn't know this and I didn't know that. So, two things. But Grandmaster at least still have these two capabilities. So Buddhas and Bodhisattvas will help you. Now let's continue to talk about Lamdre. The teaching of recognizing the hindrances and how to eliminate the demonic hindrances. If this appearance occurs, you are being chased by a yaksa, goblin, meat-eating monster, Yama king, and you are flogged and beaten up by them, or torn and eaten up by all kinds of wild beasts, or showered by zillions of arrows and weapons and other mishaps and catastrophes, which often happen. Like in your dreams, you're being chased by a ghost or being killed, or Yama King and Yaksa or the ghost flog you and beat you up, and you were running, and when you woke up and gone. If one has not recognized that those were due to one's own inner conditions, and instead one regards them as appearing externally, then they become obstructions. But if one recognizes that this is the effects of the strata of affinity of the accumulation of mind chi and the hidden luo cha and ya cha and other characters, then one can wipe out all the external demonic obstructions. Say if you dream that you fall off the cliff and you break into pieces, or you dream you're on the bed and the waves drag you into the ocean, or you were chased by hordes of ghosts, or as you were walking, all of a sudden a dog appeared and bite you. What should you do if you dream of this? You go ask X, then she would reply, okay, then you should sponsor a ritual, a ceremony. And she would say that you have 6 attached spirits and name them one by one. One is called Lian Gao. One is called San Yan. One is called Hui Jun. And one is called Lian Ci. One is called Jiao Shou Si. And she would say, these are all your attached spirits. And what should we do? And they would say, oh, they should go to the spirits school. So $1,000 a month a spirit. So for 5 spirits, you have to pay 5,000 a month. Or you have to sponsor a ceremony. And you have to do it 200 times. And how much each time? Not much. $30,000 only. she often set this price, $30,000 US for a ceremony. So that's not much at all, they said. She said, you know, because you owed them a lot more from the past. And she told a person, you need $160,000 US to sponsor the ceremony. What, that much? I'm just a student, a foreign student. And she said, you know, but you owe this spirit $4 million. So $160,000 is no big deal. You save a lot of money. See? So you sponsor her ceremony and register your spirits to go to the spirit school. Who knows what will happen, but she gets the money. But let me tell you, if this kind of things happen to you in your dreams, that's because you have blockage in your channels. And it's written in Lamdre, if one recognizes, there is a teaching to recognize these hindrances and how to eliminate them. Because your channels are not open and flowing, you would have these bad dreams. It's not related to your attached spirits or how many attached spirits you have. That's not the case. That's the teaching of Lamdre. Because the hidden Lo Cha and Ah Cha characters at the secret place of the channels will block. So if you open and let it flow smoothly, so it's like when you stretch, those are all the channels. The central channel, the left and right channels, the 7 chakras, the crown chakra, the brow chakra, the throat chakra, the heart chakra, the navel chakra, the secret chakra, and the base chakra. So 3 channels and 7 chakras. And there are also many side channels. So if the channels at the secret chakra is blocked, then you can come find Grandmaster and ask, and Grandmaster will teach you how to open the channels at the secret chakra, or how you twist your body so that the channels at the navel chakra become open and flowing smoothly. Or you extend and pull both legs to open the channels at the secret chakra. Then all those bad dreams would disappear. There's no need to sponsor a ceremony. And don't need to register your spirits for her spirit school. But she's so strange, she's so smart. Immediately she can check, oh, your attached spirits, and know their names. But Grandmaster has to look and think, oh, Hui Jun, Lian Yi, Lian Gao are your attached spirits. But she can make up 5 names immediately. And they are your attached spirits, and register them to the spirit school. So 1,000 a quarter per spirit. So for 5 spirits, $5,000 US per month. Master Lian Gao, right? He was told that he had 2 attached spirits, right? And you registered them for the spirit school, and every month you paid $2,000 US. Now, his attached spirits have been born on the middle level at the Western Paradise. Wow, that's just too much. I might as well register my attached spirits and see if they can be reborn to the middle level in the Pure Land. That's quote unquote very impossible. You know, in our dreams, sometimes we go everywhere, north, south, east, and west, to the heavens and hells and faraway places. But let me tell you, the typical person, they are just inside their own bodies. They have not gone out of their bodies. It's just because your channels were blocked or something, so you have all those dreams. That's just all related to the essence, the bones, the flesh, and the channels. So even when you dreams, it's because you're still inside your body. So if you have any discomfort or pain as in parts of your body, then that would show a certain kind of dream phenomena. And you thought that you were flying very far places, but actually no, you're still inside your body. Because your body is like a world. Each of our body actually is a wide open world, and you travel wherever, and the dreams of most people are still inside your body. Only for those who have cultivated spiritually and can travel out of body. When Grandmaster was living in seclusion, I went to Tahiti once, and X was talking about this at one of her ceremonies. She said that she traveled out of body and went to Tahiti and visited Grandmaster. Who told me? Master Lianzi. She went to see me in Tahiti, and what did she say? She saw Grandmaster wearing shorts, walking all over the place. Thank you. Please sit down. So I tested. I went to Tahiti for a period of time, and then I went to Taiwan. When she claimed that she saw me in Tahiti, was that she was conducting ceremony at the Mi'i temple in Houston. She claims she saw me in Tahiti, walking all over the place. But when I checked, when she was traveling out of body, the time I was in Taiwan, actually. So when she claims she traveled out of body to see me in Tahiti, that was all fabricated. It was fake. She was lying, because she thought I was in Tahiti, but actually I secretly went back to Taiwan. That's why she said that she went to Tahiti to see me, but I was moved. But that was a lie. And she also claimed that she went to Mahat Twin Lotus Pond every month to have a meeting with Grandmaster. But let me tell you, in my lifetime, this lifetime, I belong to the KMT party as a military man. because as a military man you have to become a member of the KMT party. I was the group leader, and every month we have to have a meeting, and I hate meetings. Whenever we have a meeting, I would take a break or absent or get a sick leave or something, and yet she claimed that she always go to Maha Twin Lotus Pond to have a meeting with me. Why would I want to have a meeting with you? I hate meetings the most. If you have said that you go to the Maha Twin Lotus Ponds to make offering to me, then that's still pretty good. But having a meeting, it's a joke. She always said that, and I just wing it. And just, whatever. Just say whatever you want, and I just wing it. But it never happened. There was no such meetings whatsoever. And her argument was that Grandmaster is a Buddha in physical body, but she is a Dharma body. So the Dharma body is meeting with another Dharma body. So Grandmaster in physical body doesn't even know. Your mother good. Do you know how great a Dharma Kaya body is? Only those from the 13th ground up, like Vairocana Buddha. So the 11th ground, like Kuan Yin, Bodhisattva, the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, they're still Nirmana Kaya. Only Vairocana Buddha of the 5 Dhyani Buddhas that's on the 13th ground, and he's a Dharmakaya Buddha. And you claim that you're a Dharmakaya Buddha, and Grandmaster is a Nirmanakaya Buddha. I mean, the 11th ground, Kuan Yin is the Sambhogakaya Buddha. Sambhogakaya Buddha. The physical body Buddha is Nirmanakaya Buddha. So you're just bragging. X. Let's not talk about her anymore. The teaching of how to gain deep understanding of the true nature of Tripitaka. This is very important. Demonstrating all the phenomena that arise from the Tripitaka, the nirvana and reincarnation, the advancing and retreating, all the expositions, including the 5 parts, the 37 body divisions, the 3 yanas, and how the attainments can be seen in a yogi. This statement is very deep and profound. So, nirvana, reincarnation, advancing and retreating, and all the expositions, including the 5 paths, the 37 body divisions, and the 3 vehicles. So as a Buddhist, we all have to know about the 37 body divisions, which is methods of spiritual cultivation. The 3 vehicles are the Hinayana, Mahayana, and Tantrayana. And all that will confirm and demonstrate it in the spiritual experiences of a yogi. So can you truly understand this statement? This is the true teaching of the true Buddha nature of Tripitaka. Grandmaster comprehends this. And Grandmaster often mentioned about this in Grandmaster's Dharma teachings. Very few people can truly understand the true nature of Tripitaka. Only the truly enlightened ones can comprehend the true nature of Tripitaka. The wife asks, You know, the Chinese New Year's Eve show is bad. Why are you still watching it? The husband didn't say anything. And then, but honey, why are you keep looking at me? And the husband said, you know, some things, although they're not that good, but it becomes a habit. It's very difficult to explain. The more I look at Simu, the better she looks. You know, it's very interesting how you look at a person, and the more you look at that person, the better looking they are. And they just don't look. You never get tired of it. Even when their teeth have fallen and the ears have gone deaf and the eyes are blurry, but they still look kind. But I only have one request. I'm just asking myself not to be scared of her. That's it. I'm just asking myself not to be afraid of Simu. There's nothing to be afraid of. She's not controlling you, but she makes you scared. A cannibal took a person to ride on a train, and then the conductor was checking on the tickets. Why does this person have no ticket? And the cannibal replied, oh, here's my lunch. Does he need a ticket? Because he's a cannibal. So, of course. So, reincarnation and nirvana, in our views, are different, because reincarnation are the 6 rebirth realms full of suffering, and nirvana is complete extinction as bliss. So there is the complete nirvana, or the nirvana with remains, advancing and retreating, and all the expositions, including the 5 parts, the 37 body divisions, and the 3 vehicles. Confirmations. What are the confirmations for? To confirm that the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, the Prateka Buddhas, and the Arhats. You want to confirm these 4 things, 4 realms. Arhats can enter into nirvana. This is the realms of the 4 sages. How to go to these 4 sagely realms? Is the ultimate attainments. These are the ultimate attainments. This cannot be spoken, but still you need to follow the 37 body divisions. You can check on it. How to cultivate spiritually. I hope that everyone would follow these 37 body divisions in their spiritual cultivation, to cultivate spiritually, and also would be confirmed through the Vajrayana. Those who have cultivated spiritually in their past lives would understand it easily. But if you start your spiritual cultivation in this lifetime, you would start slowly and you learn it one by one. And then in your future life, because of the past spiritual cultivation, you can understand it quickly. You're talking about Mao Zedong and Jiang Zhongzhen. It's okay to talk about it, it's just a joke. So Mao and Jiang were driving in the spirit world, and the cars bumped into each other. And Jiang took a check of the vehicle, and Mao didn't even take a look at the car and went to Jiang and asked, "But are you okay?" And Jiang replied, "No problem." And Mao took a bottle of Mao Tai, like a liquor, and said, "Well, as long as you're fine, that's no problem. Let's drink to calm down." And then Jiang gave it back to Mao. "How about you? You too, just come to calm down." And Mao replied, "But just no hurry. I'll wait until the policeman come before I take a drink." And Jiang immediately understood. And he cursed. In past life, my past life, I was tricked by Mao and lost the whole world, and now I'm still being tricked to be drunk driving. So in order to understand or to gain enlightenment on this, that you need to have spiritual cultivation from past lives. So the Mahayana is to confirm the Bodhisattvahood. The Hinayana is to confirm the Pratyeka Buddhahood and Arhatship. And the Vajrayana is to confirm the Buddhahood. So they're all paired. So as a Buddhist, please don't get tricked. You know, in worshipping ghosts, what will you prove? So if you worship ghosts, you would fall into the ghostly realm. So by all means, please don't. You know, earth god or the house spirits, they still belong to the spirit world, and they're still in the ghostly realm. So that's the reality. There's logic here. If you've got tricked, it's okay, but you should get smarter next time. Like those who had followed X before, please be wise and smarter. Check if she has any flaws. You have to have wisdom. Like Jiang had no wisdom whatsoever. This is funny, but no, nothing. There are two pineapples. One is standing up, the other one is lying down. The question is, which one is sweeter? Two pineapples. from Hawaii. There's lots of them. One is standing, one is lying down. Which one is sweeter? Let me tell you, the one lying down is sweeter because if you stand too long, you'll become sour. So that's a kind of trick. So in Grandmaster's Dharma teachings, I also need to use some tricks in order for you to gain enlightenment. I need to use this skillful means to guide you to gain enlightenment. When you check the Tripitaka and you have read all of it, the 37 body divisions and the 3 vehicles, what were confirmed. So what I want to ask, if you have studied the 37 divisions, what is it that you have been enlightened to? That's the question. Yesterday, I went on the arranged marriage date, and both were satisfied with each other. But when he opened his mouth, I hated him because he said, "How come your daughter is not here yet?" Because the man thought she was the mother. So there's the discrepancy. So in our Buddhist study, you need to go deep into the profundity and what is reincarnation, what is nirvana, and how between the reincarnation and nirvana you would choose. You know, let me tell you, for Grandmaster, I don't want reincarnation and I don't want nirvana. So what is it that you want? Then please contemplate on it. What is it that Grandmaster wants in terms of enlightenment? Because Grandmaster doesn't want reincarnation and Grandmaster doesn't want nirvana. So what is it that Grandmaster is choosing? Ponder upon it. Om Mani Padme Hum.